What is up, everyone, and welcome to my first match analysis video here in New Zealand. So in this video, I am playing for Western Suburbs. I am playing left center back, and I'm wearing the number 3. So I'm really excited. This is my first game that I played getting to New Zealand, so I actually landed in the country like 3 days before playing in this match. But I was super excited, buzzing, ready to get after it. So let's get right into the video and get into all those touches. So here's the first clip. It's literally the first 15 seconds of the game, ball bouncing up in the air, and then the ball pops out loose to me, and here I just step through the tackle and win it, and it ends up going straight to our center forward, and then we build out. So the ball gets played back to me on this play. I give it to our outside back. Nothing's on going forward, so he gives it back to me, and then I switch the play over to our center back, and he does a great first-time entry ball into the center midfielder, and then we're out. So on this play, there's a looped cross into the back post, and I actually hear my keeper call for the ball. So I end up pulling out of my jump, and he comes up, and I don't know if he gets a fist on it or whatever, but he does enough to cause the forward to just miss the target, and I think we get a goal kick out of that one. So here we have a free kick, and I see some space on the other side of the field, so I just hit a long ball over to our outside back. So on this play, our center midfielder actually passes me the ball, and he doesn't put, I think, enough pace on it to get me past the striker, so I kind of get put into almost a 50-50, as you can see here, and my only priority is to really just win the tackle, because if the striker gets a toe on it and gets it around me, he's obviously in behind. So I just stepped kind of through the tackle, and I knew the striker was leaning into it, so I figured, he kind of runs me over. So I'm shouting at the referee for a foul there, but the referee didn't end up calling anything, and then the ball ends up going straight to one of their guys, and then they just keep possession. So in this clip, their striker gets the ball to feet, and I'm just tight on his back, not letting him turn, and then when he tries to play that pass, I get a little touch on it. So here there's a long ball from their defender, and their forward flicks it onto their other forward, and I just win the second ball. So here's their first goal, corner kick, great delivery, but as you can see, I think we get caught a little flat-footed. We play like a 3-man zone across the 6, so the ball kind of whipped into the 6, and none of us at the front post zone went for it, and then I think our keeper came out for it and called for it, and he also missed it, so a lot of mistakes in that one sequence. So here they have a throw-in, and they throw it down the line to their striker, who flicks it on to no one, and then I end up playing it to our outside back. It's a little tight, so I just get underneath to support him and then clip the ball down the line to our striker, and then we win the second ball and go from there. So here's a free kick, dangerous ball in swinger, so just get up, try to win the header, get it away, and then don't have the best clearance, but they play backwards, and then we end up getting up out of our own 18-yard box. All right, so in this play, I get the ball back from our center midfielder, open up my hips, and right here, I see our striker checking into feet. So I try to keep the ball on the floor and play him into feet, and then he does a good job just taking a touch away from the defender, and then we play and switch out the other side. So here, little defensive play. I see their midfielder look up the line, and I know he's going to play that ball down the line because he has no other option. So I start getting over there early and get a step head start on the forward, and then I end up just clearing the ball out. I could have, if I had checked my shoulder a little earlier, tried to play back to our goalkeeper and play out of there, but they were playing with 2 forwards, and since I didn't take a look, which was my first mistake, after that I didn't want to risk playing it back and having the striker jump it, so I just ended up clearing the ball out of play. So on this play, the ball gets played into their forward, and as you can see, he's a big guy, so I'm not trying to get in front of him and win the ball because he would just roll over me. So the moment I see him take this bad touch sideways, that's when I know I can go in for a tackle, get my foot on the ball. A little bit of a hard tackle, but as you guys saw earlier, he did run me over, so I had to kind of get back at him, get a hard tackle in. So here's a goal kick. Goalkeeper plays it short to me. I look up and then give it back to the goalkeeper, and he does a great job. Little Cruyff turn, gets away from the striker, and now here I can take my touch forward. Right here, I look up and I don't really see any options. Our outside back actually started bombing up the line before I even got the ball. So he was kind of out of the picture. And the guy in front of me is their winger. So our outside back, I think, probably could have stayed a little deeper, and I could have given it to him to his feet in front of their winger. But anyway, so there are no options. So I see our outside back. He's got a little space, so I clip the ball in, and obviously the ball leaves the frame, but you can't tell, but it actually hits our outside back in like the back of the head or the back of the neck. So a little bit of miscommunication there, I guess. Ball kind of got to him, but I mean, I think he was expecting it in front of him, and I was just trying to clip it into his feet. But yeah, so just kind of a little bit of miscommunication, just still figuring out my teammates. So on this next play, they have a throw in here, and as you can see here, their center forward jumps up for the header to flick it on. And one thing that I've learned playing as a center back, especially against bigger players, is in plays like this, you have to be smart. So I could go up for the header, and I'm probably not going to win it, and then I'm off my feet in case, you know, he manages to flick it around me and he's turning and running. So I checked my shoulder early and knew that there was no one behind, and the moment that I knew he was going to be flicking it on into no one, essentially, I just kind of give him a little bump to throw his header off, just where the referee can't see. I give him a little bump, and then as you can see, he ends up not really doing anything with that ball to his head, and I let the ball just roll out of play. So on this play, he obviously gets the back to goal, and then he tries rolling me, and then the moment he takes a big enough touch where I can step in and tackle, I just slide through and make sure I win the ball, get a little bit of the man, but that's all right. And so as you can see there, same issues. The ball literally almost identical service. As you can see, it comes in and goalkeeper calls for it, and I think on this one, definitely, I don't know if it was a foul or whatever, but if the ball's landing inside the 6, especially when we're playing a zone like that, the goalkeeper kind of has to come out and claim that. So unfortunately, didn't get his hand on it, and then we lose our runner, and then he's just wide open at the back post for the easy tap in. So here, this is directly off kickoff. I get the ball, and they're pressing high, and I end up giving our center mid a pretty tough ball to deal with. So in hindsight, obviously, this pass is not the safest pass. I thought he did get a little fouled because he does well to turn away from the guy and then gets bumped in the back. A little bit of a foul, I thought, but obviously it's not always going to go your way, and then it leads to a quick little counterattack and they don't get a good shot off. But definitely something that, especially right after they score, they're going to be pressing high right off the kickoff. So that's why a lot of times on TV also you see, you know, right on a kickoff, the teams go long because you're inviting press if you kind of play short and play backwards on a kickoff. So here, their outside back serves the ball into their forward, and their forward does a good job right here to kind of pin me back, so I'm not able to step in front of him and win the ball. So I know that I just have to stay in between him and the goal, and if he turns, just block anything that gets in. And he doesn't end up taking a good touch, and I do enough to just force the error. So here we have a goal kick. My keeper plays it short to me. I end up playing it to our center midfielder, and he plays a little bit of a blind pass forward, but we win the second balls. And then the ball comes all the way back to me, play it right back into the center mid first time. And then here, a good ball out, comes back to me again. See the space for our center mid. He actually takes a great first touch and then gets fouled right there. And then right after that, I have a free kick. I couldn't really switch it because their striker was sitting in the half space between our center midfielder and our center back. Outside back was already higher, so I just dink the ball into the channel. Their center back ends up clearing it out, and we get a throw in high up the field. So on this play, their winger ends up getting a little bit of lucky, gets around our outside back, and then plays a cross in, and I'm in a good position to just pass that out to our outside back, and then we're able to build out and secure possession. Our goalkeeper has it, plays it over to me, and then I look forward, don't see anything, and I cut back inside here onto my right foot, and then I see our center mid in a good spot. So I play him, and he does well, and then just a little slip on the grass, and then we're not able to get out there. All right, so here they have a corner kick, and as you guys have seen already, they have hurt us on 2 corner kicks already. So they have another corner kick here. It gets played in. We do a lot better contesting this one. It's jumping around, and then I just stick a leg out and try to clear it from the danger zone. And then we step over to the seconds. Don't get out quick enough, I think, to him. And he ends up hitting it over the goal. So here they have a goal kick. And here, as you can see, they hit it long. So I just try to win the second ball, get it out of there, and then it ends up falling to one of them. So here we have a free kick, and I'm looking forward, don't see anything. So I see our center back, and I roll it across to him. So here the ball is in the air, it's traveling, and then a little bit of miscommunication between our right back and our center back. So I've shifted over to cover, and then the moment I see this loose ball in the middle of the field, I have to step into it and win the tackle. So I go to ground, win the tackle, and then just look to secure the first pass after winning possession. So here their winger's isolated with our outside back, and he hits it in. And so right there, in my head, I saw that their forward was running in behind me. So since the shot was on the floor, I thought that I could have taken a touch and played forward and tried to, keep the ball. But the touch ends up being terrible. It takes a bounce, comes off my shin, whatever. And then luckily our other center back is there to clean it up. But in hindsight, definitely better to just be safe and just kind of get clean contact on the clearance and get it up the pitch. But we end up doing a good job to win the third ball and then go forward. So here they're on a little bit of a counterattack, so they get the ball played into the channel, and I slide over and just get the ball up and out of play. Looking back at it, I think I maybe could have taken a touch sideways and tried to play into our center midfielder right here. But at the same time, a little bit of a counterattack. I didn't really want to risk it, so just get the ball up and out. All right, so in this play, their winger is going down the line, and I see my outside back is still keeping up with him a little, so I don't want to fly out too soon and leave the space in behind for this forward. So I think I should probably be either a little tighter once the guy kind of has his body in front of the outside back. But our center midfielder does a great job to recover and work back, and then he plays me the ball, and I just roll it outside to our outside back, and then we're able to look forward and play. All right, so in this play, they have a throw-in. They throw it into their forward, and he's doing a great job to just keep me from getting around him and poking the ball away. So my priority is just to not let him turn inside our 18. But credit to him, he does well. He lays it off to the player, and then they get out the other side. So here, it's almost an identical situation to the last play. They throw it into him, and I just am tight on his back, and he plays it backwards. All right, start of the second half. They play it long. Our outside back does a good job to settle the ball. He plays it into my feet. I take a touch forward, and then I just kind of walk up, don't see anything, and then I play it into our winger, and he does a great job to play it into our center forward. Little one-touch pass inside, and then we're out. So here we have a corner kick. The ball gets delivered in. I challenge for the first one, miss it by quite a bit. Then the second ball gets whipped in, and then our center back plays it out back. So here's the third phase of the corner kick. Play it in, I take a touch, and then great touch to be fair. And then I actually, for a moment, I just freeze. I'm standing there with the ball in front of me. I'm literally inside the 6-yard box, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, just pass it on frame. And so, of course, what do? I pass it straight to their goalkeeper. Get a little bit of a lucky bounce. It falls right back to me, so I fall down and kind of hit it in with my right foot. So first goal of the season, it was a good feeling. But yeah, so we'll take it. So all of a sudden, we're right back into the game right after halftime. So here's a goal kick played to me. I look forward, and I play into our center midfielder. And then here, he plays it back to me. And right here, I see, so we have our center forward checking in deep for the ball in between the lines, but we also have the outside back out wide. So here, I try to play our outside back out wide, and it was a little bit of a 50-50. So looking back at it, I should have just put my foot through the ball and tried to really win the tackle, but I tried to be a little too cute with it and play out of it, and then they end up nicking the ball off of me. But our center back does a great job to cover and clear the ball away. So now here the ball just gets kind of deflected out off of a tackle, and I just go in, win the first tackle, and then as I get up for the second tackle, the guy's already past me, so I just stick a leg out, bring him down, and then get the yellow card. So here the ball's rolling out to me, and I just play a one-touch entry ball into our center midfielder, who just turns, and then we play forward from there. So here I get the ball from our 6, get it out of my feet, and then see the striker checking into feet and just roll it into his feet. Alrighty, so here the ball gets played back to me. I'm looking forward, don't really see any options, so I just drag it back and give it back to our goalkeeper. So on this play, their striker does a good job to roll our outside back and play a cross into the box. I've already checked my shoulder, and I know I have enough time for a touch to settle the ball before clearing it. And then I clear it, not the best clearance, obviously, on my right foot. And then we end up scrambling and then getting the ball out. So here they have a free kick. They play it into the channel, and then their winger crosses the ball in, and I just have to get up and kind of win the header. It's out for a goal kick. So here's a goal kick. I get the ball short. There's nothing on forward, so I just roll the ball right back to our goalkeeper. So here our right back switches it over to me, and I look forward, take a positive touch forward, and then play the ball into our striker's feet. He does a good job using his body and then playing out the other side. Now here's a goal kick for them, and as the ball's traveling, I'm just trying to get under it and then kind of challenge for the header, and it kind of comes off both of our heads, and then we clear the ball. So here I get the ball from the goalkeeper, and the striker is pressing me, looping his run, so I just play it right back to our goalkeeper. And then here we do a great job to just play out. So here I get the ball short on a goal kick, and I'm looking forward, waiting for the striker to check or press, because I see our center midfielder in a pocket. And here he does a great job checking his shoulder, seeing where the pressure is. And then he takes a touch away from the defender, but he didn't have any option on the outside right here. You'll see he kind of plays it into some pressure. And I think part of that is we all need to check down as a unit. We need our right back to be dropping in, to be an option wide there on the switch, instead of being high up the field, because he wasn't able to get the ball to feet there. But just something to work on in the next few weeks is our build-up shape. This is a clip I wanted to talk about. So the ball gets played back from our striker, a little bit of a 50-50 ball. And right here is my first mistake. I did not check my shoulder as the ball was rolling over to me, so I did not see their striker kind of come in really hard for the challenge there. So here I don't even look, and I just get bumped off the ball quite easily. But at the same time, I think if I had played it a little smarter, I could have won a foul there. I think what I needed to do, obviously the first mistake, like I said, was not checking my shoulder, but the moment that I check my shoulder and I would have seen him, if you get your body position, if you get your body in between him and the ball, the moment you feel that contact in your back, it's a foul. So I could have gone down and called for a foul, but because I didn't look and I didn't see him, he was able to get good body position, shoulder to shoulder, just a clean challenge on me, and then he was able to win the ball, and then he gets in behind and just doesn't execute the finish. So in this play, their center midfielder plays a reverse pass, and it takes a deflection off our defender's foot. So as I'm sliding across to read the reverse pass, the deflection kind of throws me off. And here, I didn't hear any communication from anyone else. So in my head, I'm thinking that I have to go for this ball. So I'm lunging out for it, just get whatever touch I can on it. Unfortunately, it falls to one of their players, and then they end up, kind of the ball just bounces over to him, and then he does well to turn and then get a shot off. So here's a goal kick, and I play it out to our outside back, and I'm going to let this play out, but he has a great entry ball up the field, and then we're forward. So here, just a quick touch, the ball rolls out to me. I just settle it and give it right back to our outside back. He looks forward, and nothing's on, so he just rolls it back to me, and then I end up playing back to our goalkeeper to switch the field. Here, 73rd minute, we are kind of in control of the ball here, so I'm pretty high up the field. I look forward, nothing's on, so I play our center midfielder. He plays a pass here, and right here, the player tries playing, he dummies it and tries running in behind, but I don't think that was the right time or place on the field for a dummy there, because we're kind of in an attacking shape, and then they catch us on the counter. Their striker does a good job using his body to just get in between the defender and the ball, and then obviously, to his credit, great finish. But I think that play, that goal is very avoidable for two things. One, if we have more defensive cover, so the moment I play the ball to the center midfielder, I need to be dropping back inside instead of leaving our other center back in a 1v1. And then here, I think we just can't afford to do like a dummy, a blind leave in the middle of the field, especially that high up the field. That's more of a final third action. So a few mistakes in that goal, but that goal kind of took the wind out of our sails and made it really difficult for us the rest of the game to come back. So on this play, the ball comes back to me, and I play a one-touch pass into our center midfielder to break the line, and he turns and then gets fouled. I'm just playing the free kick over to our center midfielder. So here we're going forward, and I get the ball to feet a little wide. Nothing's on forward, so I just put my foot on it and pull it back. I get the ball back, and I have a guy on my back, but we have a nice little triangle here, so I roll the ball into our striker's feet, who's coming for the check-in, and he does a good job holding the ball up with his body and getting the foul. And then here on the free kick, I see space on the other side of the field, so I just play a long ball over to our outside back, and then we go forward. So here our outside back does a good job working back and winning the 50-50, and then he plays the ball back to me. I take my first touch forward, looking for a forward pass, and then just break the line over to our center midfielder. Their goalkeeper just plays it long, and I'm getting up and challenging for the header. So here I'm getting the ball from our goalkeeper, looking forward, and then as I'm walking it up, I just kind of roll the ball over to my center midfielder. So here I'm getting the ball short on a goal kick, looking forward, and I see our striker checking into feet, so I roll it into his feet, and he takes a little bit of a loose touch backwards, but then we end up getting the ball back right away. This is actually a really good play off of their goal kick. So the ball is traveling in the air. We obviously get our shape, kind of get underneath the ball. The ball gets flicked on and then falls back to me. I take a touch wide, give it to our outside back, and here he does a great entry ball, breaking a few lines, and then we play a good 1-2 and we're out. A little unlucky on the final pass, but it was good play to get out from one side to the other. Just need to execute on that pass, and then we're out. So here I have the ball. I just take a touch forward, see some space on the other side of the field, and hit it over to our outside back, and we just keep the ball. Just get the ball, play into our center mid, takes a touch, plays out to our outside back, and then referee kind of just blows the whistle, and that is the game. So little frustrated with the result, obviously. Happy to be back on the pitch after a long while out, but happy to play, but obviously unfortunate result. I think we had chances to capitalize, but we weren't able to take them early in the first half, and then give up 2 bad set piece goals and then 1 on the counter as we're chasing the game, but that's football. So it's a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing a lot more match analysis videos consistently. So this is the first of many, hopefully. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll have new videos coming out as soon as possible for you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.